Hey guys, welcome. We are the Foxes, and we are here at the AbundaCulture Homestead.
It's cold and snowy outside, but it's warm in here.
We're here to answer any questions you might have about the AbundaCulture lifestyle, how we live here on the homestead, what we do, and anything you want to ask. Feel free, write your questions in the comments below, and we'll get back with answers for you.
Bye from Colorado.
Good morning, AbundaCulture friends. It's time to answer more questions. We really enjoy getting your questions. Keep them coming. Here's one from Cletus Van Dam. The barrel that I use for the sip planters has a corrosive sticker on it. Is it safe to use? Almost all of the barrels that you get are going to contain either food products or something like soap. Most soap products are going to be marked with a corrosive sticker. In this case, all you needed to do was wash it out with water. If you get a bunch of these, you might take them to a car wash and you can rinse them out. You do want to avoid really harsh chemicals and oily type chemicals. They're very hard to clean out. But soaps and food products, typically those are pretty easy to wash out. I've never had a problem with any of them. Thanks for your question. Here is one about the composting toilet. This comes from Jill, and she wants to know about feminine products. Well, most of the feminine products, pads, Tampax, etc., will not decompose in the compost. So you want to put those in the trash and dispose them as you dispose the rest of your trash. Other than that, they will not cause any kinds of problems for you. Here's one for Finding Mark in Maine. It talks about the placement of the fan when you build your composting toilet. He noted that I just had the fan kind of close, but it was just a typical bathroom fan. And really that's all you need. I have tried and experimented in many cases in putting the fan inside the box, as some of the fancy schmancy guys do, and it never worked out well for me. We live in a real windy area, so where I vented the fan, if the wind was really howling, it would push all of the odors and everything into the house, and that didn't work out well. So I found that if you just have a regular bathroom fan, and you turn it on before you begin to use the bathroom, and then just leave it on for about 5 or 10 minutes, that works just fine. It's the simplest and the easiest way. I don't really recommend trying to put the fan inside of the composting box. So the next one here is from Diana, and she asked another question about the composting toilet. Why is shredded paper not used more frequently for carbon medium? Well, in my efforts to do all the research that I could for all my listeners out there, I have used the shredded newspaper, and it works just fine. It doesn't have a pleasant odor. It's pretty much a neutral thing. It's very absorbent, and it will decompose just fine. But for the same amount of money, for the same amount of product, I could get sweet-smelling pine shavings, and my wife really liked those better. They're very nice, and they also work really well as far as composting and then being able to use the compost in your garden. So it's just really a choice. You may be in a situation where you can't get pine shavings. The shredded newspaper will work just fine. Basically anything that's high carbon will work just fine. Peanut shells, rice hulls, those kind of things. There's always going to be something where you live, because in the processing of food and in the processing of garden products, you always end up with high carbon materials. And they need to be the consistency of confetti, so they'll be real absorbent for you. And finally, here's one from RV Living with G. They're talking about using urine diverters in the composting toilet. I've answered this question several times. The answer is no, no, no. You do not need to have a urine diverter. I guess there must be good money in making urine diverters, because there's sure a lot of them out there and a lot of people saying that you just got to have that. No, you really don't. If you're using the type of composting toilet that I really recommend, which is the Sawdust Toilet, the sawdust will absorb the urine and it will help cover the smell. The other issue is you're emptying that bucket regularly For my wife and myself, that was about once every 4 or 5 days. And so that odor doesn't become a problem. The other thing that RV Living with G said is that they've been told that it's safer to separate the two because it is sewage when it is combined and just waste when it's separated. Well, I think that's a difference without a distinction. It's always combined in one way or another. It's just not a problem. We're making this more difficult than it needs to be. I really recommend using the Sawdust Toilet that we have shown you in our YouTube productions. I really recommend that you keep it very simple and you do not need to separate the urine from the feces. I hope that makes it clear for you. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I encourage you to go and look at one of our new YouTube presentations, The Great Adventure. It will give you an overview of what we're trying to accomplish now, and I think you'll find it exciting. We hope you'll give us a call and we can discuss things more. Thanks for your time. Have a great day and keep your eyes on Jesus.
In a master plan. Though the things we do are just grains of sand, when these things are touched by the master's hand, then our lives turn into mountains in a master plan.
We're here at the AbundaCulture
Mansion.
Lake 3.
We're definitely
We're
here.
definitely the foxes.
We're here. We're at the Foxes.
It's cold and snowy outside. It's warm outside.
That doesn't compute.
Hi everybody, we are the Foxes and we're here at the AbundaCulture website.
AbundaCulture website. We live on the website.
Okay, let's not run out of room. Okay.
We're not real people.
Okay. Bye.
Leave your message at the beep.